Welcome to the Ops. It's your girl, Spicy K.
And it's your girl TK. How y'all doing?
We are on episode 45, and it's also Black History Month. Yes, we've entered
Woo.
February. So things
The
going to be a little
shortest
bit
month.
different this for February because it is Black History Month. And instead of telling on someone, we're actually going to highlight Black people, basically. African
Black
Americans, whatever you
people.
want to call it.
No.
So TK, go ahead. Who you gonna highlight this week?
Well, I am going to highlight what I saw something that came on my Facebook the other day, and it just blew my mind that in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, is where the first paramedics were started by Black people, and they're actually about to do a film about these Black people that really got thrown under the bus for starting something that nobody had. They had no clue. You either took yourself to the hospital or you died on en route or just died. Period. There was no
Whoa.
911 to call for emergency medical services. So these Black people decided, and let me tell you something. The thing about this is that they decided to do this for everyone. They didn't just say, okay, we're just gonna take the Black folks to the hospital. Everybody else can die, but anybody that needed their services, um, you were able to call, and someone would come and work on you at the scene. They weren't trained professionals. They were actually just regular people that had a little bit of knowledge of medical things, CPR and stuff like that. And it was so much that the idea caught on, right?
Yeah.
And so it caught on, and then the city government stole their idea and pretty much made them be mums of the word, never gave them any credit or anything like that. And probably at that point, it started excluding Black people from being able to be picked up and things like that. But yeah, it's a film that's going to be made about it. I'm trying to find the name of it because I had it earlier, but then I don't. They were called Freedom House,
Okay.
and it was like, hey, look, we're tired of people not having access to this type of treatment. And I really thought that was very interesting. Like, I never would have thought that, because I don't even know. Like, I never would have thought um, that it would have been Black people that thought of, yeah, hey, we need to take these folks um, to the hospital. And so I thought it was really cool that they did this, and that it was us that, who knows if it would have ever even been thought about had we not thought about it. You got to
Yeah.
think about that. And so it's really cool to me. Like, I was like, man, that's us, yo. And then the film, yeah, Freedom House Ambulance Services, and it says it was the first emergency medical service in the United States to be staffed by paramedics with medical training beyond basic first aid. So they weren't doctors, they weren't anything like that, but they had basic knowledge of first aid, and that's pretty much what it is. That's what you need. Lots of lives are saved just by being there on the onset and not letting things continue. Like, if you're having a heart attack, your heart is stopped, and or you stop breathing, something like that. Like, that initial onset behavior and those actions from that is literally what can save your life. So it really upset me that they stole that from them, and I can understand why they would do something like that. So the film is coming out, and let's see, I'm still looking for it. It might be called Freedom House, um the movie. That's what I'm looking for, because I now I can't find it. It says it's going to be a TV movie about the first responders. You know what I mean? So I mean
Yeah.
that's even before, like, firemen, I guess. Well, firemen, I'm pretty sure were back in. I know they had horses and wagons pulling up with water and stuff like that. But the idea that they were the first people that you call, because probably people probably try to put their own fires out before they call somebody or try to get in touch with somebody, something like that. But I'm gonna find out. Let's see, and it says it's gonna be on Netflix. And it's got to be Freedom House. It's got to be the name of the movie. So y'all look that up and realize that there's a lot of things out there that we didn't know about us. And one of the reasons why they're trying to blackball Black history and things. We can even say American history because there's a
Yeah,
lot of
because
things
our history is American history. Yeah.
right because they don't want us to know that we are great, and that's messed up in my opinion. Like I really think that keeping stuff like that from us is messed up. So y'all look for it. Y'all look them up. The Freedom House in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. First paramedics ever were black. So I really enjoy reading about that.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. So, for mine, I can't find it right now, but I'll just go with another one that I found. So this is about, well, of course, you all know that one of the history of basically ice cream is the fact that African Americans weren't allowed to have vanilla ice cream. Only on July 4th were they allowed to have ice cream. So what they were allowed to have was basically chocolate ice cream. And someone, I can't remember who the person was right now off the top of my head, but they decided to mix in butter and pecans. So that's why it became butter pecan ice cream, because therefore the ice cream was no longer pure and white anymore. And that's why a lot of people, especially African Americans, like butter pecan ice cream. I'm one of those
I
people. I
don't.
love.
I cannot stand the taste of butter pecan ice cream. So I'm sorry, for. I'm gonna try to eat some now just because I know. But I'm over here laughing at the fact that they do know that vanilla beans are black before they turn into the white stuff, right? So yeah.
Yeah, well, and that's actually who I was going to get to. So apparently, it was Edmund Albus. He was the one that basically um, packed. He basically helped invent vanilla in general. Because also, weird side note, I was told this, and I don't know if this is true, but I'm not gonna say it because
Oh man, damn. No, no,
I'm
don't
not gonna
start
say it.
that. It's
I'm not
not the
gonna say
first
it.
48 this time. Don't
No, no,
start.
no, I'm not gonna say that. But basically, it says as a 12-year-old, Edmund Albus invented the technique that made the vanilla industry possible, still used today. As nearly all vanilla is pollinated by hand, he revolutionized the cultivation of vanilla. He made it possible for us to enjoy the treat like vanilla ice cream. And
Mm.
this is from African American history.
Yeah, that's crazy. We can't even eat white ice cream. Like, come on, yeah, yeah,
But that's
y'all.
apparently that's what the love affair is with butter pecan.
Better
I
come.
love butter pecan ice cream and strawberry. Like I combine both two together when I go to Baskin Robbins. I'd be like, give me a scoop of strawberry, give me a scoop.
Whoa, now that's Black History right there. That's the greatest thing I've heard all day. But that's crazy though, cause my dad loves butter pecan. Like it's like and I swear to God, he might man, he was a reincarnated one of the enslaved people where he acts sometimes. But he loves that, and I've always hated it. But I eat it, but I spit the pecans out.
Whoa, that's weird. And
Yeah,
I wish I knew who. I wish I knew, and I thought I had the reference pulled up because I wanted to give the person credit, whoever said it, but or their social media handle or whatever. But I can't find it right now.
yeah. I don't even know how it came across my Instagram. I think Dale Hewley had it on his Instagram, and I just looked into it. And the movie is called American Sirens. I'm sorry, everything over here is running slow for me and won't load. It's one of those days. It started at work with me, and now it's just awful. But yeah, American Sirens is the film, and I believe it said it's going to be on Netflix. But look out for it. It's going to tell our story, and it's also a book. So
Oh, okay.
so the book came out first, and I guess I think one of somebody that's a current paramedic or retired paramedic decided to tell the story, and now it's a film. So yeah, my bad, y'all. Love y'all too. I love y'all. Don't
Well,
even trip.
that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's crazy. Like when we started it, we started it for everybody. But
Yeah.
then the government stole the idea from them, made them be mums the word about it. Can't even, you know what I'm saying? Can't even say anything about it. That they started that, and then to completely took them out of it. And I guarantee you that it was hardly any of the city government ambulances or fire paramedics that went into our neighborhoods and got us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's
Well,
crazy.
keep in mind that a lot of places, you know, a lot of the neighborhoods or communities that were filled with Black people were very self-sustainable. Like
Hmm.
they had everybody, you know, like they had the doctors, they had the lawyers, they pretty much had everything that you would need to run everything. So
And then
so
then
I
we
can understand that they would have a paramedics.
yeah, and then we decided we wanted to be equal, and then everything just
Oh
changed. You know
my.
that? I mean, no, seriously. Now you can look into that. Like I would love to see that. That's the next movie need to be made. Love to see if integration didn't happen. We had pride in ourselves. We made sure we did for ourselves. We had equally as many black millionaires, and the 1% back then was more diverse than it is now. I mean, it's just a lot. It's just a lot of things that you'll everybody take this month to find out what you think could have been had we not made the big change. You know, like seriously, some people think that we all banded together to keep Trump out of office. Or I mean, so listen, we all banded together to keep Trump out of office, but then things got a lot worse for us, in the economy and stuff. So you got to think about that. Like when we try to fight racism, sometimes end up kicking us in the butt. But anyway, we need to go on because I be even got on a soapbox around here, and then we ain't gonna get nothing done.
Because we don't talk about politics on here. Remember, we do not.
Politics. This ain't politics. This is real.
No, I'm just saying you bringing up political figures. We don't really be doing that.
Gotcha.
Anyway, so the first story we have the cool when they do it. It's a problem when we do it. And so recently, T Pain made some statements stating that he stopped taking credit for writing country music because he faced so much racism. So how do you feel about the whole thing about T Pain saying those?
TK. Okay. But yeah, he said. Now let's make sure we get this right. He said he stopped putting his name in
Credit.
the credits. Yeah,
Correct. Yes, because he
he's
said he
still
still
taking
get
the
the
money.
checks.
Right.
Yeah, he said he's still getting the checks. So.
But I believe it, and I believe a lot of them don't know that country music derives from the blues, which is definitely all coming from black people and things like that. And it's the truth. Country music is nothing but what I call white folks blues because they've taken over the genre, and made it their own. But some of those, a lot, and that he's not the first. I guarantee you, he's not the first black man that's written a country song for a country artist that would take it further than we could. Like it's very hard for us to succeed in that genre. Like seriously, like I mean, if you grew up in
Well,
that,
it's the genre is they it seems to be more like gatekeeping.
hmm
It's the opposite of what people say. They always say black people are always inviting people to the cookout. I don't be inviting nobody to the
no,
cookout.
no,
But they say that it's kind of basically the opposite of that. Like a lot of those spaces don't allow black people to actually enter those spaces. Now there are a lot more, like we mentioned before, there's a lot more country music artists now than it probably has ever been in the past.
right,
Modern day, let me just say this,
yeah,
modern day. And they had several that performed. I think it was at either CMAs or CMTs, one of them events that we
look,
discussed before.
Old
Um,
Town Road, baby. Hey, hey. Okay, I'm sorry.
so yeah, so I do think that it's becoming, black people are now becoming more prevalent in country music. Um, but a lot of people question. Well, I read an article and they was basically questioning whether or not he even wrote songs, and I was like, the man is talented.
Oh yeah,
There's nothing T-Pain can't do.
exactly. Like that man can
So,
sing.
yeah, I'm like, I don't put it past him that, and apparently, I also listened to audio of him originally saying like he lived in Nashville for about 10 years, but a lot of country songs. And he mentioned songs for Taylor Swift, Luke Bryan. He mentioned a couple other people, but I didn't really know those people. But I know those two. I know Taylor's. I've heard of Taylor Swift, and of course, and also heard of Luke Bryan. So,
Is that the one that sings Fast Car? No, that's Combs. Luke Combs. Okay. Girl, I don't.
Hey, listen, I said I know him. Don't ask me no songs.
I think I've heard that name too, but I can't place like what it's with. But that is wild, ain't it? That he could possibly be getting threats or harassment or something like that because they know he wrote a song. Like he ain't even up there singing it to people, but he's making money off of it, and they as they know that's where a lot of the money comes from. So most of the time the artists don't make as much money off a song as the person that wrote and produced it. You know what I mean?
That is correct.
So it's that's just hate, people. So whoever out there, you're probably not watching our show neither, but whoever out there, stop hating on that man for writing songs, because that's an amazing talent that he has, and you need to start appreciating where it came from. Bluegrass, all that.
Well,
that's us.
Like he was mentioning that he loves music in general. He said he gets a lot of inspirational or melodies, harmony. One of the words. I'm thinking like melodies from heaven. Okay, but y'all know what I'm talking about. From gospel and country music, he was saying.
Yeah. All rooted in, them people up there be singing they church out, surprise, surprise, at church, all that. Gospel came from us. Y'all wasn't even singing at church. Y'all was up there with y'all hands to God, just sweating up there in the church service. All that it come from us. Don't even worry about it. That's it right there. But yeah, leave that man alone, y'all. That's crazy. That is crazy. That just blew my mind when I heard him say that, and he was serious.
I know. Yeah, that kind of stumped me. So the other people that he mentioned is Rhett Akins and Dallas Davidson. Again, I've never heard of those two people.
I've heard of Rhett Akins. That's older, and no, he can't be, because T-Pain way younger than me.
Only Atkins I know is
Trace Atkins.
Yeah, but it's not even spelled the same way. I don't think.
Atkinson. Oh yeah, shout out R.I.P. Toby Keith. He died today.
Oh yeah, he died yesterday.
Yesterday.
Monday.
Oh, well, I just saw it today, but yeah, that's crazy. He was 62. That's young, fairly young.
Yeah, I think it was stomach cancer.
Oh wow. Yeah. He hadn't made any recordings in a while, so he probably been sick. So I just want to say that since we're talking about country music.
Yeah, of course.
But me being from Nashville, from the Nashville area, Murfreesboro, shout out. I've listened to country music my whole life, and I've been able to spot, Shania Twain. Back in the day, that was the it girl. She was a little too funky for country music, so they put her in the pop category, kind of like the DJ girl Taylor Swift.
Well, she's also Canadian too, so I think that had some play to do with it too.
Yeah, you can be white, you just can't be from another country.
No, I'm just saying, I think because she was also from Canada, that also because most of the country, I won't say most, because I don't know the country music artists like that, but most of them are from a southern region. Or considered a southern state. Let me just put it that way.
Southern tales. Anyway, but yeah, that's crazy. Reba McEntire. People like that. Like that. That was my girl. Now you couldn't tell me that Reba wasn't it back in the day. But it's like
my mama still love Reba and Dolly. Them her favorites.
Now, My heart goes to Dolly Parton. Now, she is one that I think is going to be fair regardless of what it is, and
Yeah.
I have an affinity for her as a person because she's we have to have care for those people that treat us with respect, and she has my whole life that I know of always treated black people with respect. She's given
Yeah.
props to whoever it was due to, and I definitely respect that. So yeah.
And then there's definitely crossover, in songs, speaking of Dolly Parton, she, is the one that literally wrote the hit I Would Always Love You
Right.
that, Whitney Houston actually made very popular. So I think it's a lot of crossover. Like there are some gospel songs that are now secular or secular and gospel. Like there's a lot of crossover. Yes, there is some crossover. There's some crossover.
I don't think you have to find me a gospel song that's now secular. We'll have to look into that.
But yeah, so there's a lot of crossover between like because think about it this way, songwriters are there to write a song. Like so a lot of times the genre I don't think necessarily comes into mind about okay, what is, they're just writing the song, writing whatever they come up with, whatever ideal they have. And if it's fits more of a southern twang with the country, or if it fits more of a, you know, I can't think of that word right now.
No, well, now let
But
me
if
tell
it's
you.
more of a vibe, like a R&B vibe or something like that, or if it's more upbeat and maybe it turns into pop, or because you think about. Okay, go ahead.
Now, they're on their little pianos playing a melody, and then they get the words out of their heads and things like that. But melodies can go into any genre. So
Yeah.
once that turns into an actual song, you never know what it's going to be. So yeah, it's just Black History Month, y'all. We gotta take the credit for everything that we do. Forget them people hire you some security. And do your thing because they never gonna let their foot off our necks because they don't want us to be great or know how great we are and were. So I just hate that. But this is Black History Month. I'm gonna be reckless all month. It's the only one we got. It's the shortest one they give us. And it
Well,
started
this
from
year got leap
Carter.
year. We got
Yeah,
leap year.
one extra day. It ain't even still ain't as long as the rest of them. But but we got to shout out to Carter G. Woodson for starting Negro Week is what he came up with, and then that evolved into Black History Month. So shout out Carter G. Hope you over here. Hope you proud of some of us out here and what we've done and things like that. So we gonna make sure they feel us this month, Carter G. All right.
Yes. So So I want to know exactly. Like I don't blame T Pain. Get the check. Get the check. He's probably still getting royalties regardless of whether or not his name on there. That's the only
Yeah.
thing I kind of figure was questioning. And I really want to look up the songs, but it was hard because of course if his names are not on the credits, I can't find it. So
I want. It wouldn't
I'm
even
trying
be
to
in.
look up songs.
Like on the what is it? IMDb is just movies, right? I don't know how you look up songs for
Well,
people.
see, this is the thing. Like, if your name isn't on the credits, if he removed his name off the credits, then it's going to be hard to find it.
See, back when
So,
we had CDs and had that little book, then nobody
true,
never read that book all the way through. He could still be at.
true.
you read some of the credits. I used to read some of the credits, but that book was a little thick and that little smile writing. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I used to love the fact that they had lyrics in it.
Yeah, oh,
I only
the
cared about the
lyrics.
ones like the ones that didn't have the lyrics. I'd be like, this is a waste of paper.
Yeah, and it
That's
was
how I felt.
CDs evolved from tape. Now the ones that for the cassette tapes was real thick. Like it was like good night. How they even get the tape in there? But yeah, that's back in the day. But some of y'all might even know about cassette tapes where you had to wind it with a pencil. Okay, yeah, that was it right there.
Or your hand. You just use your little finger and
Yeah, little
just
pinky.
But yeah, so that's all for that cool when they do it story. So the first topic we're going to talk about is the Keith Lee saga that happened in Dallas. So if you're not familiar with Keith Lee, we've discussed him before. He's basically a MMA fighter and also a TikTok influencer, mainly doing food reviews.
Shout out
So
Keith Lee.
yes.
If you watching, bro, I wish
First
you
of all,
good.
you also need a Paw Patrol seat, kid seat. Get it together.
Mhm.
Um, So what happened is that he went to Dallas. One of the places that he ended up coming to in Dallas was Sweetly Season. And so apparently Sweetly Season, the owner is like Chef Kim or whatever title she um, has a son that's a TikTok influencer or social media influencer as well. His name is Ignorant Trey. Ignorant Trey is friends with a lady named Sherelle, who's also a social media influencer.
Sure.
Um, from what I gather, based on Sherelle Live, to try to get Keith Lee to come to the truck, he came to the truck, to the food truck. Outside the food truck, there was a barber cutting hair, and Sherelle was helping on the truck and also braiding hair.
Wait a minute. Wait a
Yes.
minute. she was doing what? Okay, but
You
now.
know, so what ended up happening is that when Keith Lee arrived, he said, give $1,000 to the barber to do free haircuts, $1,000 to the braider to finish, to do braids for free, $2,000 for the owner, and apparently 800 and some odd dollars to give out free food. Well, what happened is that, according to Sherelle, the lady stopped giving out free food after the third person.
What?
And
I can get it for it.
yes, after, and apparently a little bit more investigation, apparently according to Ignorant Trey, is that, and that's his name on social media. Like, that's
I
his
was like,
name.
why you talking about
No,
this
like
nigga
that's
down
his
here?
name. Like that's his handle. He said that somebody, I guess the third person or somebody wanted an extra cheesecake. And so that's the reason why they stopped giving things away for free. like, like, I know it sounds beyond, it sounds wild. So, anyway, so that's the first part that happened. And basically, Sherelle basically was like, I'm good on money. You just need to make sure that my brother gets paid because my brother's the barber. I don't care about my $1,000. I understand she has a lot going on. She can keep the thousand. She can keep my $1,000. So you would think most people would be grateful. Yeah.
Yeah, because she wouldn't have made $2,800 in one day on that food truck. I'm sorry.
And then because Sherelle gave her the 1,000, told her she can keep the 1,000. That's 3,000.
Right.
But no, she was like, they don't work on my truck. We ain't together. This girl got a shirt. This girl is literally trying to get Keith Lee to come to your food truck. This girl is helping you out by being in your food truck. How you gonna say somebody ain't with you and they in your truck?
Man, I love us and hate us at the same time. I swear. But that is crazy. That you block, like everybody was saying on the comments, that you blocking your blessing. You showing your tail for $4,000.
Yes.
Like, do you not know the publicity that you would have gotten from him showing up anyway? You could have put that all over your social media, and apparently he liked your food because he gave you $4,000 to disperse amongst yourself and everybody. Because it's not hard to assume that if everybody's right there together, that they're working together. Like anybody would have probably assumed that, and he was trying to do things. That barber probably out there cutting his head, cutting his soul out, thinking he getting all this money, getting something for giving free haircuts. You never know. And next thing you know, nothing. Sweetly seasoned. Sour season is what it sounds like. Crazy. I don't care. If you're watching, you watching. And if you've been there, if you know her, tell her she foul. And I said that on the post where she tried to come back. I had it on mute. I didn't even do it. I don't even want to hear what she got to say in regard to not giving these people their money. Like, that's just, and then to come to find out that he gave her extra. Help me, Lord. That he gave her extra to let people eat for free. She already made a $2,000 profit for the day. You know what I'm saying? And then he gave you an extra almost $900 to let people eat for free, just to try your food because it might have actually been good. You know what I'm saying? And you gonna let 3 people Go no. She telling me 3 meals, even with an extra cheesecake, gonna cost $860 at your establishment, ma'am. Then you definitely need to be in business, especially on the food truck. But that's just wild to me. Like, I mean, seriously. I guess she thought wasn't nobody gonna find out, but I mean, this is the day and age of social media. You can't go nowhere. Like this lady said on her TikTok today, you can't be mad if somebody got you and they can't on their camera because you out in public.
Yep.
I mean, seriously, like she in the gym talking about BBLs are out of control, and this girl on here, and she then found her in her DMs talking about I made your channel pop or something like that. Everybody talking about me, and she tried to get on there, had the audacity and be like, "Nah, everybody ain't talking about you for the right reason." She's like, "I can record you if I want to, you in public." I guess she wanted some money, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I mean, you subject to everybody. I mean, I hate any, like if anybody I see anybody with their camera doing a selfie or anything like that, just assume they taking a picture of me and I turn around. You know what I mean? Because you never know. I could have my hair all over my head, or so, you know what I'm saying? Something not even looking right. Don't nobody care. Don't nobody care. They want they shot. Yeah, she definitely blocked her blessing on that, man. For real, like, come on, man. People are going to tell on you.
Yeah, and then like also the thing about it is that like this girl clearly was helping you.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, like to be a good steward, you need to be able to find and like follow directions. Like if like follow the instructions someone gave you. Like one thing about me is that like no matter how much money I have or don't have, I try my best to never let money dictate anything. Like I don't know if I said it on this show before, but like a couple months ago, someone had deposit an extra $1,500 into my account.
That was me. Thank you. I'd like you to return that, please.
And what I ended up doing is they contacted me and they was like, "Hey, we accidentally deposited, $1,500, da 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 da." And I checked, and then I called my bank, and I was like, "Is there any way for you all to get it back out or whatever?" Because I wanted to make sure, and I talked to the bank and everything like that. Because if you're able to get it back out, then I'm gonna just wait and let you, handle it on your own. And they said no, because of how it's done, they can't, there's no way. And I said, okay, not a big deal. Now, legally, did I have to give them back the money? No. Morally, I gave them back the money because one, I'm not gonna, this is also my thing when it comes to money. When you do wrong with the money, you gonna end up losing that money and more. That's how I feel. So I don't play about money. So I wait. Like I said, I talked to my bank. I talked to them. I let it wait for a couple days just to make sure nothing crazy was happening and making sure nothing. And then I promptly gave them back their money. And I told them, I said, nope, you need to give me something that says I gave you back this money because I don't want any problems. I don't want I don't want anybody saying I didn't give it back. No. And then I also recorded it and everything, the whole transaction, because I ain't playing with these people. Because again, I ain't trying to block my best, because this is the thing. That $1,500, something would have happened and I would have been out of $1,500 and more.
19.
And I want, baby, okay? And I don't have time for none of that.
Because most people, let's just go on and say it, most people would have closed their account down. They'd have been like, who? You did what? With who? You know what I'm saying? So they'd have been like, yeah, no, I don't think that actually happened. For $1,500, that's not enough. Like, that's if you're going to commit larceny, which is kind of what it is, If you
like I said, more legally, it's not wrong because, hey,
true,
it was their mistake.
Mm-hmm. But they contacted you to see they playing on your conscience. Like, I'm sorry, but we accidentally.
Well, they said thank you for doing it because like, and they literally told me they was like most people wouldn't have returned it, and I was like, and then low key I was like, you should have gave me a reward.
Yeah, like you
Give me
could let me
that.
keep
Like,
having that. Y'all to be saying because if it
low
wasn't for
key,
me,
but hey, I ain't gonna take it out my own self. But I'm just saying, you know, if you would have just gave, you know, said, hey, here's 100. That would have been appreciative, but like I said, there's no way that like I was gonna definitely do that. And something happened to me like some years ago is that I ended up meeting a realtor for one of my friends, like either baby shower or kid birthday party or something like that, and we had exchanged numbers. This is before like some years ago, before I was, you know, when I was thinking about buying a house, and out of the blue one day, I get some money sent to me. And because I never really had any interactions, like I went through the phone thing and I was like, oh, this is such and such person because the person contacted me. And I was like, because I also don't want to get scammed, but I want to do the right thing. So I was like, if you're not reversing anything, and once I verified, like I had to call my friend to call, like, yes. So, because I don't be trusting people's telephone numbers because again, this happened, you know, several years after I had a conversation with this person. And I gave it back. I promptly gave it back because again, I don't play when it comes to money. I don't play when it comes to money. I'm not trying to get over on anybody. I don't want nobody to get over on me. And I understand that like literally like you can block your own blessings. And I think that's what she ended up doing. So there was a lot of people that, you know, didn't want to come to her food truck anymore.
man,
And you can't really blame them. And then, now I don't know if this part is true, but allegedly, because apparently Keith Lee responded to Sherelle Live, and they were saying that she charged him a lot more money for the food because it was him, allegedly. Because he said that all his food that he ordered was like $80. It was like, I think, 2 banana puddings, some tacos, ribs, and I think something else. I can't remember exactly what the other thing was. And like, he got charged $80. And in my head, that shouldn't have been $80. But apparently people were saying allegedly that because she knew that he was coming, because he responded on Sherelle Live, that she charged the prices that she charged for him. And I'm like, see, this is a person that they weren't trying to be blessed. I'm sorry. You weren't trying to be blessed. You talking about you struggling, but you doing shady behavior.
That's exactly why she's struggling, and will continue because this story just got broken. You know, this is a week or so old, maybe, if that. Yeah. And people are going to continually see this, and they might have thought about going to Sweetly Season, but then they're like, oh, ain't this the chick that so-and-so with Kid? Yeah, no, we good. We don't support that. And I hate that for her because I even said when I made my comment, I'd hate for her to get canceled because of that. But that is the exact type of behavior that doesn't serve us as a community. Mm-hmm. And it's like he's out here doing big things, you know, with the money that he's earned in his life, helping a lot of people, Black people.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, people getting...
Especially, like, the mom and pop ones. Like, these are people that are not, like... It's not like the franchise with the Pizza Huts and all this stuff. Like, these are literally, like, mom and pop, you know, companies.
That's trying to make a come up for themselves, make a name for themselves, and may not really be on social media like that to where they getting themselves out there outside of that little small area. Well, Dallas ain't that small, but, you know, it's on the grand scheme of things, it's small.
Yeah, because if you're familiar with Keith Lee, he tries to figure out if your issue is the food, customer service, or is it the marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And typically, a lot of times it's the marketing. Apparently, he does go to some popular places now as well, too.
Mm-hmm.
I also want to bring up that apparently, because on the Google, when they pulled it up, it said like permanently closed for Sweetly Season. But apparently it's not. Then people were saying that they allegedly had a name change, all of this stuff. So what ended up happening is that when people started pulling up the thing, it got to another restaurant called Seasoned Street Food. And people were leaving negative reviews to this other company.
Which he does not advocate for.
Yes. And like I said, this other company literally had nothing else nothing to do. But what did happen is that Sherelle ended up apologizing to them, because she felt like she helped cause some of the issue. And apparently, this particular restaurant was like, you all come out, bring whoever you want, and the food would be free. So they gave away free food because they wanted their 5 stars back, because it went down from 5 stars to like 3.5 or 3.2 or something like that, and they wanted to get back to their 5 stars. Like Sherelle was like, go back and remove those comments that you all made and those stars and all that stuff. So she went out there and she helped them, along with like her followers, helped them raise about $4,000, and she was able to give it to them. And like, this is also the impact that this lady had. Like, so clearly she's an influencer. Like, she influenced, and it looks like it was a lot of people that was out there. There was a lot of TikToks about it from various people. Even, the company, I think they had, because apparently the story was on Dallas News and all this stuff about the mix up. And she helped them. I think she helped them get about $4,000 or a little more than $4,000. And that was sweet of her to try to correct something that it wasn't even her fault. And
because they trying to get at Sweetly Season, they done destroyed the rating of a whole nother restaurant, because that just shows you the impact of what they can do. And and again, he does not advocate for you to do that based on his opinion. If you have not, don't make no reviews like that if you have not actually tried the food yourself. Like that, and you got to appreciate that, because he's giving his opinion for feedback on how to for them to be better. And then he's not telling y'all to go down here and trash these people, especially because you look stupid if you leave a review if you haven't tried the food or ever been there in your life. Just going over there, like, he don't need you to fight his battles. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
so, for real. So if you out here doing that, stop, pause. What these young kids say? Pause and think about what you're doing. You feel me? Like, come on now. But yeah, that's just a crazy story. So hopefully Miss Seasoned will get her stuff together, and please don't rename and rebrand, because they will roast the mess out of you. Ma'am, take your lumps for this little mistake that you made, make it right with these people that he asked you to make it right with, and you will be able to move forward. Don't change your name and try to run from it, because they will find you. Like, the internet is undefeated. Do you hear me?
So apparently, according to Sherelle, apparently this brother did finally get his $1,000.
There you go. Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah.
My best friend Jasmine, shout out Jazz. She sent me something where he was saying, somebody said, it wasn't Keith Lee, but somebody said that she actually did. I'm sorry, you're not gonna live this down without taking accountability and saying that you were wrong. And she didn't do that at all. She might have made it right, but she did not say that I was wrong. She's actually
it was very like, why would I do this and why would I do this, and they ain't with me? If you knew they ain't with you, then why would you take the money? You could have easily said they're not with me and not taking the money.
He told you specifically. So yeah, whatever Sweetly Season, I'm telling you, based on this, unless I'm starving in Dallas one day, I ain't even thinking about it. I'm not even thinking about you.
So I want to give a shout out to one of the places that was also a place that Keith Lee visit. This was Absolutely Edible Cakes and Catering, and I guess Rowlett, Texas.
I can't say that.
The reason why I want to give them a shout out is because this lady had a whole campaign to make sure that Keith Lee came to her restaurant, including the Paw Patrol chair. and it said reserved for Keith Lee. And she has literally she does catering, she does cake. One of the things that she does is like sweet potato thing, and I really want to order it from
Sweet
like
potato
Gold Belly.
thing.
Yeah, it's like a sweet potato pie cake. I guess that's how it's kind of. I think it's like graham cracker crust or something. It's something, but I
Okay.
don't really want a whole one because I'm not gonna eat a whole one. So I may just have to go to Dallas. But they got it on. I think it's Gold Belly or whatever.
Mm.
Anyway,
You don't have to
um,
eat it all at once. You could get
I
it and
know, but
then
I
you
don't. I'm
know.
just saying, but
You
like,
saying like you would, because I would probably would. So I
I'm
might
just
ain't
saying,
gonna put
I just need
myself
a
out there
slice.
like
I just need a slice. I just
mm.
need a slice, but I don't think they deliver that. But it looks like she has increased her followers on social media, and she has completely sold out. Like she made a video, and she was like, I literally had, I think she said over 90 or whatever trays of stuff, and she said everything was gone.
Man, this and it
And
take a
that,
long
I was
time to
like, this
bake.
is the Keith Lee effect is in full of force with this particular lady, and she completely embraced it. She
Mm.
completely embraced it all. And apparently she has some kind of food dust or chicken dust or something. I don't know. I kind of want to go to Dallas just to try this or Rowlett. I
Food
guess
dust.
yeah, food dust.
Food dust.
Yeah, food
Not
dust
that
that you put on fried chicken apparently.
who like sparkle from Popeyes? Girl.
I don't know what that is.
But yeah, yeah, that baking is hard to do. It ain't like cooking. Baking is different. So
Yeah,
edible creations, cakes and creations, whatever your name is, I can't even say that. That was a whole lot of
absolutely
work.
edible cakes and catering.
Absolutely edible cake. See, I can't even. That's too many words. That alliteration is just off the chain with that. So yeah,
Yeah, Nikki. Her name is Nikki.
shout out Nikki. You the only successful Nikki this
Or I
week.
guess Nikita. Nikita. I
Nikita,
guess she goes by Nikki. I seen
I would,
Nikki,
I would
but I guess her
definitely
real name is Nikita.
Nikita. But yeah, that's amazing. So like you said, the Keith Lee effect is changing lives. So if he blesses you, bless others. If he asks you to bless others,
Follow
don't be
directions.
look, don't be Satan's mistress.
Follow directions. That's what you need to do. Follow directions. Okay, so you're gonna tell us what story is next.
What I was looking at here, what I'm looking at, is what happened with Killer Mike here. Simply because it's crazy. Nobody knows exactly what happened. This man is a legend in the Atlanta area. He's been around. Everybody knows his song Adidas. Like,
I don't
well,
know
you
it.
don't.
I don't. I
I
don't.
was just about to say everybody, but Spicy K knows about Killer Mike. He was
I've heard his
definitely.
name. I just don't know the songs.
Yeah, I mean, he's affiliated, with Big Boy and Outkast. He been out.
Oh, I know them.
Yeah, you remember that song? I be on that kryptonite, strictly on that kryptonite. I be
I
on it
be
all
on.
night.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I know
He
it.
was on that song right there
Oh,
with
okay.
them, and so he's been around for a good minute, and he's definitely doing big things for Black people with the Greenwood Bank for Black people. He's open him and your boy Jackson from Grey's Anatomy. What's the light skin with the green eyes? What's his name? I can't think. Jesse Owens. No, not Jesse Owens.
Jesse Williams.
Yeah, my boy. They started a black.
Jesse Owens.
Yeah,
Jesse
it's
Owens.
completely different person. But yeah, he that's my boy too, But shout out Grey's Anatomy though. But to the OG Grey's Anatomy, not this new bunch. But anyway, he's really big in the Black community, and he won 3 Grammys.
On Sunday.
And on Sunday, now he won in 3 categories that they don't air on the actual live Grammys, which is weird. But anyway, we're not gonna get in that part of it. Even though it's Black History Month, they could have put us on the air with that. But he won one night, 3 Grammys. We all know a certain young lady that has never won. But anyway, he won that, and as soon as he accepted his final award, he was arrested at the Grammys,
Carried
which
out in handcuffs.
which and follow. Like they was on him. They was on him. Like don't nobody try to break him free. You know, if you saw the video, like he was literally they gave him 2 sets of handcuffs, so he wasn't restricted in that way. You know what I'm saying? But still, why you gonna come up to here embarrassing me in front of all these people? I was gonna say something in front of these people. On this night, this most important night, like you could like somebody. Okay, so there's so many different theories going around, simply because nobody really knows, and that was the first thing they said.
No, they said that he had misdemeanor charges, I guess, for assault.
Yeah, but they also said that he got into it with the security there, which it turned out that's not true. And then so I was like, I don't know what happened. I really don't know what was going on with Mr. Mike, but the manner in which they did that was just so inappropriate. They never would have done Taylor Swift like that. They never would have done anybody like that other than this man that won for best rap. And they said that he was on Bill Maher's show the week before, the day before, or something like that. And he spread. You know who Bill Maher is?
Mm-hmm. I was gonna call him the science guy, but he's not the science guy. He's the short guy with the curly and all this stuff.
No, that's Bill Nye. But anyway,
that science guy's Bill Nye, but Bill Maher is the
white hair that he went with.
He's a comedian /
political person. Yeah,
host, late night host. Yeah, but he was a late night host.
Yeah, but his shows are very political, and so Bill Maher asked him which candidate you be endorsing for the presidency. And he said, "You ain't finna get me out here like that, man." So apparently he's had. I mean, he's an advocate. Like he's he's got activists. I mean, sorry, he's an activist out here. Same. But either could apply. But he was out here, with some strong opinions about certain people that are in high ups, and I guess there's no other way to get. There's no bigger way to get embarrassed than to be at the Grammys and be arrested and carted off like an animal.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I can't say he wasn't carted off like an animal because they did give him 2 sets of handcuffs to where he didn't have to be restricted in that way. But that is the craziest thing I've ever heard of. Like there's like somebody also said that they've been looking for him. Like you said, he had a warrant, and that he had been avoiding them to make sure that he was able to be free to accept his awards at the Grammys. And then, and then he was like, okay, that ain't nothing. I'm gonna bond out because he got plenty of money to bond out.
Yeah.
So he bonded out, and his son had kidney transplant surgery the next day. Yeah, so he had a whirl of a durl of a weekend.
Went from like probably one of the highs of moments of his career to like one of the lowest.
And that's just crazy. And what? Like, I mean, he was determined to be out for his son. So, shout out to you, Killer Mike, Because, he also got that song, Adidas, which is All Day I Dream About Sex. You don't remember that? All day I dream about sex. Oh, my gosh. I'm just so upset. I'm just so upset right now.
Why?
It's like, because nobody knows who this man is, and he's a legend. Like, what the heck?
I've heard his name, but I don't know. Like, I just saw his picture, but I didn't know what he looks like. But I heard his name.
Yeah, but I mean, just even
like that's big. There's some people I ain't never heard their name before.
The black owned bank in general. Even if you don't know his music, like he's trying to do big things for us, And I was like, yeah, that's crazy. Because all that does is, I mean, it doesn't soil the image of him for us or the us of us that know him, but it in the people that in the powers that be, they can where he's trying to make things happen and move for us. They see that like, oh no, I can't associate myself with him if he's a criminal.
Yeah, they said it's filmed from a physical altercation. It didn't say I didn't see exactly when was the physical altercation. But it says that it's filmed from a physical altercation.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't necessarily know when. I don't know if it was the same day, but it's a misdemeanor charge, and obviously he got out, and
Oh yeah,
apparently
definitely misdemeanor.
then went on, I guess the Breakfast Club or somewhere.
Oh dang, he done been on the Breakfast Club too. Since then,
Was it the Breakfast Club? He went somewhere. No, okay. He was on wrong. He was on Tigger V103. I knew it was one of them people.
what?
Like
He got a Tigger got a radio show on V103, and I didn't know.
Big Tigger morning talk show.
I didn't know that. You know, I can't get that here. Wait, that's in Atlanta.
Oh, I thought it was
Yeah.
also in like New York. I
No,
don't know any better.
V103 is a.
Hey, I don't know any better. I don't know any better.
I can't stand you. I really can't. I really cannot stand you right now.
Why? Because I don't know the people.
Exactly why. But you know everything.
But we're called the ops. Why would I know? Why would I know? Like, I know Outkast, but like that. So
No, everything about a certain pop star that I won't mention her name because I'm tired of hearing it. But we don't know Killer Mike. You know what?
no, I only know certain things about that pop star. She's
Because
my
you have the same
and she's my
birthday.
birthday twin. Yeah, she's my birthday twin.
Boo.
But I'm saying, like, there's a lot of people I don't know anything about their music. But I heard of him. Like, that's a big plus for me. Give me that kind of credit.
I'm crediting you. Just like T-Pain. I'm gonna write it. I'm gonna not write it. I'm gonna credit you and not write it. There we go. Man, good night. Give me a break. I know we the ops, but is we that ops?
Yeah,
We
we're
that much ops?
No, we're that much of opposite because no, I don't. I'm just trying to think in what world would I know the based on the kind of music that I listen to, because I listen to rap, but I listen to like Yin Yang Twin, Ludacris, I will say Outkast, but Yin Yang Twin, Ludacris, people like that. I got them. I understand them. Like Trina, I got it. I understand.
So nobody from 2020 era. and this
I
is
listen to
really-
Cardi.
Okay.
Like if we're talking about rap.
Cardi B would be my next ex-wife. So shout out.
Like
to
I'm just
Cardi.
saying, like if we're talking about rap, then. But yeah, anything else outside of the probably
Yeah,
not.
I got
Probably
you.
not.
I'm not even tripping because
Like recent, no, no, you can
And
know.
I'm
I
on.
can teach these people about a lineup because I saw that the guy won. What's the guy? Oh my goodness, he won for rapping.
Killer.
Dirk, Lil Durk, is that his name?
Okay, you got me. Now I know I've heard of that guy, but I couldn't get. I know he's a.
But
drill
I think he
rapper.
won a Grammy.
That's what's up.
I think he won the Grammy, and he has that girlfriend.
India Ari or something like that. Not India Ari, the one I know.
It's like
something.
India Royal or something.
Yeah,
maybe?
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not Ari, but I knew that. But
But
yeah,
I didn't know what he looked like. Like I knew his name, but I didn't know what he looked like. So
I saw them on the red carpet. That's all I know, and his outfit was hideous. But you know, he's a Chicago drill rapper. Do you know what drill rap is?
like tip drill.
No, I wish it was. That is definitely not. It's murder rap.
So
It's there.
no. Why
It's-
would I
it's
listen?
a-
See, that's what I'm saying. Why would I listen to
Exactly.
this? Why would I know this?
Exactly. Why is that winning the Grammy? And you know what I'm
Like
saying?
I'm a pop and R&B girl, and I listen to gospel too. But I'm mostly a pop and R&B girl. But a lot of times I'll be listening to gospel lately too. But
Let's see. I think
I'm
the
just saying.
only
So I wouldn't know these. Like I literally wouldn't know. I literally didn't know who he was. I just happened to see him saying something about I think he said in a caption, India, your plate is ready or something like that. Your lunch is ready or something like that.
We don't.
And that's,
Please don't. You know what? I am not. You know, I
that's
don't
the
got all
only
the.
reason. That's the only reason. And I was like, oh, he won the Grammy.
I said, if I hear that phrase ever, I am. You know what? And all y'all know where they came from. Your lunch is ready. These two are taking over America. They done took over my timeline. I don't follow now one of them.
But yeah, but apparently, yeah, India Royal or
Oh, okay.
whatever. Cute
I
little
was right.
girl.
I was
Yeah,
close.
cute little girl. Well, she might be. I guess she grown.
Yeah, you got to be careful when you say little girl these days.
But I'm just saying, like she's petite. She looks petite.
She's a small framed woman. Say there
Well,
we
that's
go.
petite.
BPC on it.
That's
Yes.
petite. Like,
Yes.
yeah, clothing, petite.
You said little. She a little girl.
Well, I'm
But
just
they
saying.
say,
I said little woman. I think I said little woman. But I'm just saying, like, she's cute little girl.
I'm gonna throw the
Cute
flag
little
on that.
girl.
We need to run the playback. We need to
Anyway,
leave that
petite
flag.
girl, but I knew who she was. She's one of those people that, like, I don't think she may be a social media influencer like some of the other rappers'
She's
girlfriends,
an IG person, I think.
but she seems to be very low key
Yeah.
from what I see. She's not all out there like them
The rest
other
of them.
people. Yeah.
Over here, with the Chicago murder rapper. That is crazy. Look up Drill.
But yeah, but I think he said like India, your plate is ready or lunch is ready or something like that.
I'm over it. Next segment, I'm gonna tell y'all. We have to end this on that. Killer Mike arrested. We don't know why. If we get an update,
No physical altercation. Happened physical altercation.
well,
It's,
that it's been so many stories out there. I mean, I
no,
guess
no, no, no. So this is hold on. I thought okay, hold on.
Okay.
Da-da-da-da-da. I had it pulled up and then I went to figure out. Okay, so um, physical altercation that occurred at the 700 block of Chick Hearn Court. And again, that's why I said I don't know exactly what it was, but he was booked for misdemeanor battery and released on zero bail.
Wait.
Apparently the place is located next to the crypto arena.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know.
It happened while he was in Vegas. I mean, crypto
No,
is
crypto is
San Francisco.
Los
Los
Angeles.
Angeles. Okay.
Yeah, Los Angeles.
I forgot they changed. Yeah, they changed that. But yeah, it's just a crazy story. And then so he didn't have no bail to pay, and they just arrested him.
Yes, misdemeanor. He
Yeah,
was released on
I
zero
don't know. I
bail.
don't know no misdemeanor that ain't got no bail. If they gonna actually arrest you,
Well, sometimes they arrest you.
drunken,
to-
disorderly,
Okay.
maybe.
I'm finna say another word that's completely wrong. Words are hard right now. They release you on your own recognizance.
Cognizances.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That. Yeah.
Well, they could have left him alone on his own damn reconnaissance after he done messed one of these Grammys. He could have come and say, "Hey, Mr. Mike, I believe we need to see you down at the station about an altercation that you had." You know, it could have been a whole lot better instead of NASA Warren out. We're gonna go arrest you at the Grammys. Like it. You do stuff like that when they've been on the run from the warrant for 6, 7 weeks, months. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the type of.
Well, I
action
guess
you take on that.
also if it did happen like that day or the day before or something like that, and they know that he doesn't live there, so that makes that's kind of understandable. But any other thoughts on that before we get to our last theme for today?
No, I'm just disgusted and. Okay, no, I'm good.
Okay. So the last one is what has a book, TV show, or movie taught you? And this goes to you, TK.
Well, I am again going to reference a book that I have. I'm listening to again for about the third time, simply because it is something that, although it deals with something that I know is out there, Dr. Robin DiAngelo has written a book called White Fragility. And it is not for us to read, but it's something that we should read to have an understanding of what white fragility is. It's the feeling that white people get when they're when a person of color just basically assumes that they're a racist because they associate racism with burning crosses and throwing buckets of water on a kid trying to go into school. That's what white people think racists are. You know, the most extreme version of what a racist is. They don't consider the fact that the subtle racism that they've grown up with the prejudices about living in neighborhoods. One of the things that she says in the book is that it's totally and utterly embarrassing to her as a white person. Like that, she knows that she's a racist. She's, I cannot say that I don't have any racism in me. And this is somebody that teaches racial sensitivity class. Like she goes around teaching racial sensitivity classes to businesses because they're trying to be more diverse and more inclusive and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's exactly what she said in the book. I was like, I don't know what that is, but anyway, she references a friend of hers that they were having a conversation via text, and she said the friend of hers told her that one of her friends had just bought a house in New Orleans, and she said, "Ooh," she was like, Robert so and so had to get a gun. He's scared to leave the house. And so by what she said immediately, she knew that her friend's friend had bought a house in a black neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And it's the small subtleties like that they grow up with, being afraid of us, or when I frequently get into discussions with Caucasians on the internet. And they always use their subtle racism to come at me. Like the first one they say is I'm uneducated, because they all think that we went to these hood schools and we don't have we be not knowing how to talk and stuff like that. So they think all that. So the first thing, even though I come to them with very much eloquence, when I speak to them, they say, "Oh, you're uneducated." Second one, I didn't have a daddy. I grew up in a 2-parent household. Hello. You know what I'm saying? So these are the racial subtleties that they talk amongst themselves, and they grow up with this. I mean, they grow up. She talks about how kids as young as 3 years old identify with racism, and they do it most oftentimes when they're by themselves. They were questioned by themselves, and they were also questioned with an adult. And when an adult is around, they don't choose the things that are as racist because they know it's bad. As young as 3 years old, like they know it's different, but they know that they're not supposed to do it in front of people, is what she said. You know what I mean? Like they learn how to be racist, but not let it show.
So it's like code switching.
Exactly. Look at that. I didn't even think about it like that. So yeah, they code switch. They're themselves with each other. They tell racist jokes around people that they're comfortable around being, but when they're in front of us, they're on their P's and Q's. See, those are the dangerous racists. These folks is out here burning crosses and calling me the N-word all over, everywhere, with the hard ER. Okay? When they call you that, that's nothing. Like like I tell you, I use this all the time. Your boy Dudley, the Dudley hair products and hair schools and stuff. He said he had in his book. He said that when he was young, people used to be like, "Hey nigga." He look at him and say, "Hey." You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be afraid of those kind because they show themselves up front to you who they are. And you have to actually be appreciative of that so you know what you're dealing with. It's the ones that are subtle behind your back that, that's telling racist jokes about, like Justin Bieber. What he say? Run, nigga, run. You know what I'm saying? He told that joke. It's on record. Like he said, why are black people afraid of chainsaws? And he said, run, nigga, run. That's what he said. He made this. Yeah, that's Googleable, if that's a word. You can Google that. He said that, and everybody it was a couple years ago, they was on his ass about that. But I was like, I mean, that's what they do. He told that joke not thinking that anybody was recording him. He was amongst people that he grew up with or whatever. And he wasn't thinking that any racism in it at all. You know what I'm saying? So it's unconscious. It's unconscious sometimes. So we have to, that's why we need to read that. Because they obviously don't realize that it's bad but they do. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. So the
I feel
book,
like if you're not, I feel like if you know you can't say it in the public eye, in the public on a public platform, then you have to know that it's not something you should be saying.
exactly. But it doesn't resonate with them because they don't see it that way because it's done so often amongst their peers and people that look like them. And I really, like I said, the lady does her job to make sure that, and the white people hate her too. They hate her too because she says in her seminars or whatever, classes, whatever you want to call them, what she does when she goes around, they get mad at her, they start crying. She got a whole chapter on white women tears, which that's a really good one. That's a really good chapter because she goes back into the detail as to why, like she explains why a black woman, usually a black woman. It's a black woman that don't care nothing about no white woman tears. And you know what I'm saying? Because she gets the sympathy of the white man and sometimes the black man when she cries. Like it's a very interesting book. And I ran out of stuff to listen to, so I re-listened to this again. And it just fascinates me how it's a white person telling you these things. It's not coming from us. She was like, it invalidates it to the white people when it comes from us because they think we're saying it out of anger or resentment or something like that. But when a white person is telling you that you are indeed white and racist, you need to listen.
Yeah.
You definitely need to listen because, again, it could be something that's unconscious that you don't realize that you're doing. Because I have a story that I tell about this lady. Now, we ended up being, okay as you can be as a client and a salesperson. But I was just sitting here in my presentation when I worked for the security company that we won't mention.
Oh, so we're not mentioning names. We're not mentioning names.
I just don't want myself affiliated with them. It ain't because I care about what they got going on. But you know what I'm saying? But so that's a completely different kind of scenario there. But I was in her home, and she just sitting here just smiling at me, and she said she just bust out like this, and this is an older lady now, so you can imagine, she was in the Jim Crow. She was probably one of them folks that's trying to keep Ruby Davis out of school. Not Ruby, Lord have mercy. Anyway, Bridges. That's what that. All right.
See, I know these people names. See,
there you go. I'll take that any day over Killer Mike, girl. but yeah, she's just sitting there looking at me with her arm, just smiling. She's like, "Don't you speak very well?" I said, I had to pause. I'm at work. Pause. I was like, well, thank you. And I just continued on with my presentation. And she bought, now this woman had 2-story house now, bought window contacts for every single damn window, even though I told her, you don't need them upstairs, ma'am. Like, ain't nobody finna put no ladder up here. They can't climb up this trellis, you know what I'm saying? Bought everything that I was selling that day. Because I spoke very well to her. And I wanted to say, what, am I not supposed to be able to speak well?
See, this is my thing. I know I speak a combination of English, Ebonics, and whatever else I feel like is Southern
slang, twang, whatever you doing. Just keep rolling. The fact that you stop is just like, all right. Okay, girl. All right. But you speak a combination of, and can you continue?
That was it. English, Ebonics, and Southern slang, twang.
But can't nobody say you're not educated, right? They can say it, but it's not true.
They can say it, but I got the credentials.
Right, exactly. So you want to see the paperwork? Here you go.
Look, and I can code switch if I felt like it. I just don't really.
And we have like to.
Actually, I really don't like code switching. Like I know where it comes in, but I prefer to just talk like this.
Let me tell you something.
But I will code switch. But I'm just saying, I just prefer to, like, this is my normal voice. This is my normal.
Let me tell you something.
I'm gonna say something wrong
right now. Since it's on, it's spotlight on me right now. Let me tell you something that I'm doing the code switch at my new job, and I know I'm wrong for this, but it's definitely helping me out in the situation. I'm wearing my wedding band, for crying out loud. Do you hear me? Because if you know anything about sales, you know that if they perceive that you are married, even in jobs, if they perceive that you are married,
they give you more respect.
They give you more respect, that you fit in differently. Like,
I've heard a lot of people say that.
I'm hating that they asked me about this because I really don't know what I'm gonna say, if I'm gonna lie or if I'm gonna be like, oh, I just can't get over her or what. I don't know what I'm gonna say, but it's I have resulted in I'm wearing my wedding band. I'm not married
I know that.
anymore. So I'm wearing that because I am the only black person in the department that I'm in. And it's, I look down and everybody has on a wedding band. I'm not on a particularly,
These seagulls stand out.
and it's like, are you free? Like I wore it in my interview. You know what I'm saying? I'd hate to say if that might
Wait,
be.
hold on. Then you set yourself up. Then
No. I didn't set myself. I set myself up for success. I feel like that might have been one of the reasons why they sent me an offer letter. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, hey, whatever I got to do, but I know that the type of people that I'm going to be dealing with, they married. Like it's rare that a single person gonna come in to get an RV camper, right? Like they got
Yeah.
families, but more and more people are living in them and going on the road and stuff,
Yeah.
doing stuff. But the and since I've been there, the majority of the people are older and married. And
Yeah.
I get all kinds of conversations. I see them looking down at my hand. Yep, there we go. Please don't ask me nothing. I think the type of people that I'm dealing with would be reluctant to ask me, because they assume since I have the type of band that I have and not a diamond and another band that I am, in the eligibility community. So, that I think that keeps them from asking me because especially the people that I work with, they don't they don't want to be on that list of why they ask me about, who I'm, my orientation, So this is just hilarious to me because I pull it off as soon as I get in the car, pull it off, get that off my finger. I know I'm not, but I feel like that I deserve to be able to do that, and whatever you got to do to be successful is what you got to do, and it's a shame that you have to, and then that's another thing. I spoke well in my interview. Like if I had to win, I'd be like, yeah, what's up, my name, because I tell them my name is
Well,
TK.
who would do that anyway? Like,
Girl,
never mind. People would. Never
and-
mind.
girl, do you not know?
Never mind. People would.
Did you not send me a thing where these folks be taking their parents to job interviews?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, them folks right there will be the ones that'll be like, what's up, bruh, how you, because they do, oh, that's cap, they in the interviews like this, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, that's me, yo. Like these kids, they don't care. The people that Lord, the people that used to
This is stressing you out.
when I worked at Carmack, they would come in Crocs, bruh. Like they had on Crocs with torn like hoodies. Like what is it with these damn kids and hoodies? Like you don't wear that into no goddamn job interview. They don't care. Like they I don't know what they expected. First of all, they wasn't with my first name. They were not expecting me anyway. So the first few minutes is always awkward.
Oh, your real first name and not TK?
Yeah. Because I tell them in the interview or once I'm hired that I go by TK. They're like, okay, but then they're like, they are not expecting me to walk through that door. And so it's so funny because this particular one, I had two gentlemen, Caucasian gentlemen that interviewed me, and they just the first few minutes they were just like. And then they started asking me, and that's it. And, like they were just like the first guy, the one that's actually my direct go to, he walked right past me. He was like, he came out there and thought I was a customer or something. Now he came out there like, oh, and then I was still sitting in the car. He went back in, and then I walked up to shake his hand. He was
No, because your name is a girly name.
yes,
Very girly.
and and more of
Like
us,
your name is like your name and my name are probably very common amongst black and white people.
but that now. It's more mine is more common among black people now, but back when I started interviewing for jobs, I remember when I was in college in Texas, this man walked right past me, and went to this old dirty, disgusted, and busted white lady that had a kid with her, and thought that was her, thought that was me, and I'm like, no, I'm right here, and he was like, right this way, and I was like, okay, yeah, let's go,
Your
talk
name
about
is
this.
very girly. Like it's a well, my apparently Kimberly is unisex, but your name I don't think that's unisex at all.
My
Yeah,
middle
Kimberly.
name is, I know a boy named Danielle.
Mm.
I went to
But yeah,
school with him. That's weird. That was weird for me. I'm sorry if there's any more male Danielles out there, but that was weird to me.
but yeah, your first name is definitely. Can we say your first name?
Go ahead, shit, because I'm tired of you
Okay.
saying my first name.
So Tiffany is very girly name. Like, because when you think about Tiffany, you think about Breakfast at Tiffany, you think about Tiffany and Company. So they think like it's a very girlish name.
Yeah.
So I can see when you arrive, they're like kind of confused.
That's on y'all for assuming. You know what happens when you assume, right? Okay. But I know it. I'm expecting, and like I said, any interview that I have been on as an adult, the first few minutes is like, and when I worked for the security company, this couple in Double Springs just knew I was a boy. Cause and then I was like, and my first name was on my business card when I handed it to you, and when I introduced myself, I didn't go by TK in those appointments. And
Mhm.
so she just staring at me like, and then the husband interrupted me when I was trying to say something, and she was like, "Oh, hun, let him finish." And I was like, "You really think you like? Come on now, you really think you really think that my mother named her son Tiffany? Like that's just an insult all the way around. Like, come on. Like it's just so funny to me. Like, but I'm expecting. Like, I'm just like, okay, so we just got to break the ice somehow. But yes, I'm Tiffany. Hi. Because I'm telling you, the first 5 minutes of any job interview I've been on as an adult, it's just like, um, okay. The last thing, the best way. Those two guys was going back and forth with each other. Like, is this really this motherfucker? Like, is that who we called in here? They just kept looking at my at the resume. They printed out like, okay, well, but once why you my personality, I mean, all that goes aside, and then you figure out whether you want me to be there or not, whatever my name is. You know what I mean? It's like, but I'll put you at ease and say I go by TK if I feel like it's really cause like I feel like you got a turd built up about ready to come out now because you feel like you don't know what to say or do about me. I'm gonna try to let you, but that's just what we do. That's what we need to stop doing is trying to put these people at ease. We need to let them be as uncomfortable as they trying to make us feel with their reactions. Don't you think?
I don't know.
That's it's up to like she said in her book. It's like it's always up to the person of color to make the white people feel at ease and make them feel like they're not racist, and that's not fair. She said that as a white person said it's
I
always
don't know. Like I feel like I always show up like places black. Like I don't know. Like even code switching, I still feel like I show up black. Like I normally, especially the last couple of years, like and next week it will be, I'll be back to the braids. I'm just saying I'll be back to the braids. Like
and they be looking at it. They be like, "Can I touch it?" You let them touch it when they ask? Do you?
no,
You don't let them touch your hair? I'm just asking because
no,
it's like, what do you do? Like, do you like cha? Like, do you like
no. Like well, that happened when I was at a job and we went to these meetings and we were with people that we deal with on a professional level and I had an accessory on that day. If you're not familiar with accessories, they're also called wigs. And it was curly and someone touched my hair and I was like, oh my goodness, you. And so I kind of like, um, nicely move my head and my whole body away because I didn't want them to touch me. Because I don't like people and their germs,
Yeah.
and people hands be nasty. And even though it's a wig, I be wearing synthetic wigs. I don't be wearing human hair, so I'm not washing it. Like so, then I gotta go Lysol it. Just stop. So no, I don't like. I prefer if you want to. I don't mind if you ask, but never just touch it.
Jump because I they don't really do that with me, because I don't really have hair. But if they, I'm hitting them with the ha judo chop ha. I'm hitting them with that block because it's not fair. I want you to be as uncomfortable as you tried to make me be by trying to touch me.
Well,
Don't
this is my
touch
thing.
me.
Like, well, let me just say this because I'm an equal opportunity. By that, I mean that I will ask my white friends to touch their hair.
You want to touch
I,
your string? My
I,
bad. Okay, sorry.
like seriously, like I ask them like proper way to do it. You show them how they should ask you. So you be like, "Hey, can I touch your hair?" And they say yes. Which is really crazy because I thought about this and I don't know if it's just me. I don't think it's just me. I know it's not just me. But black people don't ask other black people to touch their hair. They just touch it.
And okay, that's perfectly fine because your reasoning for touching our hair is different than what their reason is. They just don't like. Oh my god! Like they even make the face. Oh my god! Look at what is that? What is
But I
that?
thought about that and I noticed that I was like, as a black person, I like one of my friends. I'm naturally touching their hair. Like I'm naturally touching it. If
Ours
I see
defies
it,
gravity, honey.
I'm naturally touching it. I'm not asking because I feel like it's an unspoken rule. Maybe like that's how I see it. I don't know. Maybe I need to ask my TikTok people.
It sends you back. It sends you back to like when I don't
No,
know.
I'm saying like with other black people touching it
Yeah, I know.
because I automatically like I would touch your if you were right here. I would touch your hair if I wanted to, and I wouldn't think anything of just like when I have braids, like I'm used to my friends touching my hair if I have braids or curly or something like that because we're trying to touch it and feel it for, like you said, it's more than likely probably for different reasons or whatever, or not. But it's just I don't know. I don't know.
But yeah, just know if there's any Caucasians watching us now, it's not okay. If you ask permission and somebody lets you, just know that they're doing that to keep you comfortable and not make the situation awkward because
No, like I don't mind. Me personally, I don't mind. I just need to know if your hands are clean and that you ask.
oh, I cannot stand their hair. It gets everywhere on everything. Like I had to use this lady's
Well, my hair,
yesterday.
no, my hair sheds. My
I
hair
mean,
sheds.
it,
Ask
it
my
ain't
mama.
like
Ask my mama. Mama, I know you're in the comments. You're you're probably not typing anything. Just text me. But my hair sheds a lot.
well, I mean, it's not the same. Like just Spicy K, don't even because
No,
it's
I'm
not
saying
the
it
same.
does. It
They hair,
does.
they had be having these long
Like
strands just hanging everywhere.
like literally, and you can tell like this right here is very flat or whatever because apparently my flat iron's turned off in the middle of me flat iron my hair because like
Girl, don't you hate that?
yes, but my hair like when I got through like flat ironing my hair like I had hair on my hand and stuff. Just saying my hair sheds.
But I promise you, it's not like that. I said this woman yesterday, and I just was typing. Next thing you know, I had a whole blonde. I said, "Oh my!" And I know she was watching me too. And I just sat there and just flicked it out for me. This is I have been traumatized by that. Though. Have I told you about Julie from high school? Yeah,
No, but we are almost at an hour and 30 minutes, so we
that's
need to go
another
ahead and wrap
story.
this up.
That's another day.
Yes. Any other things about your book?
Read White Fragility. All of us and y'all. Read it.
Who's the author again?
Dr. Robin DiAngelo. I believe she has a PhD.
Okay.
So she must be educated, huh? Oh, anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So that's all for episode 45 in the books. This is your girl, Spicy K.
And this your girl TK. I'm gonna say it normal.
And we are the ops. We're telling it all. And we are out of here.
Peace.